Welcome to Tailor KMS. We're here to help you.
Manage your business like never before.
If you've ever walked into a truly custom shop, a high-end tailor or one of those bespoke boutiques, you see all the beautiful fabrics, the artistry. But what you don't see is the chaos behind the scenes.
Right, the ecosystem of handwritten logs.
Exactly. We're talking 3 separate registers, one for body measurements, another for, advances in payments.
And probably a stack of cutting slips somewhere trying to keep track of deadlines.
It's a system just begging for errors.
Yeah.
It's bespoke artistry, but it's struggling under the weight of all this manual logistics.
Well, it's the classic paradox of a specialized craft, isn't it? The more personal the service, the faster the admin work just multiplies. A lot of these amazing craftspeople, they hit a ceiling, not because their skill isn't there, but because they just can't scale the paperwork side of things.
Okay, let's unpack this problem then. Because today we're diving into a piece of software designed specifically to break through that exact ceiling. It's called KMS TAILOR Software.
Mm-hmm.
And it's marketed as the ultimate management solution for this very niche, built to digitize and automate the whole process.
Exactly. And our mission today is to filter through the materials we have on it. We're looking at its features, its benefits, and the whole ecosystem that the developer Kitty's Micro Solutions provides.
Right.
We really want to pull out the key insights on how business digitization is adapting to serve these really specialized, custom-focused fields.
Okay, so let's start with that market need. Why does a business even decide to ditch the ledger books for something like this?
The sources, they really hammer this one point home. The software was designed by tailoring professionals. That feels crucial, doesn't it?
Oh, it's everything. It's the difference between using, say, a generic accounting software and a tool built for your specific industry. A generic platform understands a sale. It doesn't understand the sequence of production. It doesn't get the try date, the alterations, the material consumption for a unique order.
It misses the whole workflow completely. So the value here is just, eliminating the manual work, saving all those hours, and cutting down on the errors that eat into your profit. It lets the owners get back to focusing on enhancing their craft and customer service.
And who specifically is this for? The sources are pretty clear.
Mm-hmm.
Tailors doing custom stitching, boutique owners who sell both stitched and ready-made stuff, and any shop dealing with intricate measurement requirements.
So it's built for a hybrid model, which is really common.
Oh, right.
And that's where the integration is so foundational. It acts as a single source of truth. It manages everything: orders, customer database, those critical measurements, inventory, accounts, and the delivery schedule, all in one place.
So the owner isn't switching between 4 different systems all day.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's move into the real nuts and bolts of custom work. This is where that generic retail software would just fall apart. The order life cycle.
Yes, and this is where that industry specialization really starts to shine.
Yeah.
Because when you're dealing with bespoke items, quality control is completely tied to time management.
Precisely. They highlight this comprehensive order management feature. It tracks the order date, the final delivery date, and then this critical middle step.
The try dates.
The try dates. What's the big deal about tracking a try date? Why is that so important?
Well, it's basically an automatic logistical benchmark. A generic system just knows when the final product is due.
Right.
But the tailor needs to know if that garment is ready for the first fitting, which could be weeks before final delivery. So by formalizing that with a daily try date register, the system makes sure the whole team is hitting production milestones. It's proactive project management, not just, last minute panic.
And then there's the core asset of any tailor, which is the customer's measurement.
Yeah, this isn't just data entry. This is like business security.
How so?
Well, imagine a loyal customer comes back 5 years later. Their records are just instantly there. No need to remeasure, no risk of manual errors from an old notebook.
It avoids that awkwardness.
It does. And you can track changes over time, create different versions. It's a seamless way to start a new order.
Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting for me in terms of quality control. The digital design attachment.
Mm-hmm.
The software lets you attach images, screenshots, photos, whatever the customer provides, directly to the order file.
This is all about minimizing ambiguity.
Right.
A tailor's job is based on interpretation, right? Turning a vision into a garment. Having a visual reference attached to the order is, well, it's everything. It reduces miscommunication between the sales counter and the cutters down to almost zero.
Shifting gears a little bit, let's talk about the money side, the financials.
Yeah, a business selling custom and retail items needs a really robust billing system.
So this system, it has this accurate billing feature. It automates all these variable charges like stitching rates, cutting rates, discounts.
And then generates the bill with the right tax calculations.
So the person at the register doesn't have to be a math genius.
Exactly. They don't have to manually calculate bespoke labor charges for 3 different items on one invoice. The system just does it.
Okay, and what about inventory? The sources mentioned stock management, and specifically something called Skill UI's inventory updates. If I'm selling, say, a finished dress off the rack, and I'm also using bulk fabric for custom orders, how does the system even handle that?
That's the big analytical hurdle. For retail, a SKU is simple. One dress, one value, easy. For custom work, the system has to manage consumption.
Consumption.
Right. You buy a big roll of fabric, that's one raw material SKU. The software has to track how many meters are used by order A, how many by order B, and so on.
And update the remaining stock in real time.
In real time. That gives you accurate costing for your bespoke jobs and, crucially, prevents you from running out of a popular fabric.
And all that integration, the inventory and the cost tracking, that feeds directly into managing cash flow, right?
Absolutely. The software tracks the bills, payments, any advanced collections. It can generate detailed reports on pending orders and customer balances.
Which is huge for a business that lives on advances.
It is. Having that real-time data on what's outstanding, it just prevents those cash flow bottlenecks that can sink a small business.
Which brings us to the reporting system. It sounds like it gives the owner more than just a simple profit and loss statement.
Well, the reports are tailored to the actual workflow. Being able to pull up a daily try-date register or check delivery status updates isn't just for accounting.
It's for managing the shop floor.
It's for managing the production floor. And that level of organization, that's what directly lets you scale your business. You're moving from a chaotic, owner-dependent operation to a real, systemized enterprise.
So let's zoom out a bit and look at the broader ecosystem that the company Kitty's Micro Solutions has built. Because it seems to go way beyond just the software.
It does, and it starts with communication.
The system sends out automatic SMS reminders and notifications for try dates, delivery dates, pending payments.
But what's really critical, especially for their market, which they say serves entire South Asia countries, is the integration. It's not just SMS.
Right, it's SMS, WhatsApp, and Telegram. Why is that so important in that region?
Because in many parts of South Asia, those messaging platforms are the main way people communicate and do business every single day.
More than email.
Way more. A simple text might get missed, but an official notification on WhatsApp, a platform the customer is on all day, that ensures delivery. It shows they've really adapted their strategy to local habits.
And then beyond the KMS Tailor product itself, Kitty's Micro Solutions acts as a total digital partner.
That's a good way to put it. They offer 24/7 service. They provide other business software. They even do website design and development.
It's like a one-stop shop.
It's a classic example of vertical integration. The small business owner doesn't want to deal with 3 different vendors for their software, their website, and their taxes. KMS is trying to be that single trusted advisor for everything digital.
And that brings us to what might be the most fascinating part of their whole offering. Something that points directly to the regional business environment.
The tax services.
Yes. They serve clients with GST returns and legal issues through an affiliated service. It's an extra cost, but it's available.
This, right here, is the critical insight. Goods and services tax, or GST, compliance in a place like India is mandatory, and it can be incredibly complex.
So for a small tailor who's an expert stitcher, but probably terrified of tax forms.
That's the biggest barrier to growth. It's not inventory, it's regulatory compliance.
I see.
By bundling the logistics software with the required compliance filing, even as an add-on, KMS is removing the single biggest source of anxiety and risk for their clients.
So they're not just selling a tool, they're selling
peace of mind.
Peace of mind. And the infrastructure to operate legally.
Exactly. It shows that in a specialized market, the software has to do more than manage your stuff. It has to manage regulatory friction. That's the real breakthrough.
There's one last logistical note from the sources. KMS makes a point of saying clients must review their terms and conditions, which are on their website or their YouTube channel.
Just standard procedure for a long-term business commitment. Good practice.
So to summarize this whole deep dive, KMS Tailor really seems to navigate that complex space between highly personal craft and a scalable digital business. It moves a tailor from, chaotic paperwork to an efficient integrated system. It handles everything from that all-important tri-date to complex regulatory filings.
It's a complete solution, custom-built for an industry that generic software has pretty much overlooked. If you are running one of these businesses and you feel like you're just drowning in admin debt, this is the kind of niche solution you should be exploring.
And you can find more information, demos, and all the details on their service packages by visiting the Kitty's Micro Solutions official website. The contact number we have from our sources is +91 9347 33331.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the fact that software this specialized even exists, and that it bundles logistics with tax compliance, legal support, global communication tools, it raises a really important question.
Yeah.
What does this level of niche digitization suggest about the future of all traditional skilled trades? If even the most bespoke, craft-focused businesses can fully automate their logistics and compliance, what does that mean for how all small, community-based businesses should be thinking about technology to survive and to scale? That's something for you to mull over on your own.
If you like this video, please like, share to your friends, and if you are coming first time, please subscribe this channel.